Hi there, Tim Bauer here from LiveVideoGuitarLessons.com with the practice tip of the day. This one is for the beginning player, and this is the final installment in our series on bar chord workarounds. We've covered E form, major and minor workarounds, and we also covered A form major, and today we're working with A form minor. Alright, and as I did in the other videos, they're over on the website, www.livevideoguitarlessons.com. Just want to stress that this is a very short-term fix. It's very important in the beginning of trying to learn how to play guitar that you're playing along with music. You want to play with songs, you want to turn the recording on and match what you hear. That's the fastest way to get where you're comfortable playing guitar. And most keys have at least one bar chord in there, and I don't want you to get stuck on one bar chord by trying to frustrate yourself and get stuck trying to learn one chord of one song and spend 4 weeks trying to do that. It's better to burn through a lot of songs, a lot of simpler chord changes. So what we're doing, we're taking those bar chords and we're just making them a little easier to play. And then separately, after you've been playing 5 or 6 weeks, then work on learning how to play the bar chord properly, and then go back and replace whatever songs you learned with the workaround chords and put the full bar in there. Anyway, so let's pick a chord. Let's just work with C sharp minor today. That's a very common bar chord. You get it in the key of E a lot. And the full bar looks like this. And what this is, if you've learned your A minor chord already, hopefully you have, it's this chord just moved up. So so here's my A minor. I'm going to turn that around so I can free that finger up for a bar. If I move the whole thing up one, put the bar here, now it's A sharp minor. Move it up again, now it's B minor, now it's C minor, C sharp minor, D sharp minor. It's the same chord as you move it up the neck. So I'm just going to talk about C sharp minor today, but the same thing I do with C sharp minor is the exact same thing you do for E flat minor or B flat minor, any of them. It's the same workaround. Alright, so all we're doing for the workaround, we're just taking away some notes and definitely removing the bar, because that's hard to do at first. Alright, so the kind of the high string workaround, the high frequency, we're just going to drop the 5th string and the 4th string, and what that leaves us with is this little chord right here. And this is one you can deal with in the very beginning, and you're not going to have to stand on your head trying to get that bar in there perfectly. You do need to learn how to do that. Again, I can't stress that enough. Don't rely on these forever, because this is a C sharp minor chord, but it's a very small one. This one has a lot more. This has a full octave more in it, the full octave lower root. So anyway, and once you get so I just left myself with this. Hopefully you can see that, and it came from here. All right. So when I get a little better with this, then I can add that 4th string back in there by putting that one up there, and then slide my little finger right up under it where this one had been. And then this is a little bit bigger. Still doesn't sound as good as this, but it's a little bit bigger. Okay, so say you need to work around on the lower end. Sometimes you're playing a lot of low end stuff, and you put that high frequency workaround in there, it's just going to sound awful. It's too far out of character. On the other end, we take our same bar chord, and we start dropping the higher strings off of there, or actually just starting from the root and adding just progressively more strings from the low end down toward the floor. So there's my C sharp root note, and I can get by with just this one over here. Just make sure when you strum that you only hit those two that you're holding down, and you can kind of lean your fingers over to mute the other strings out so you don't get this sound. If you start getting some of the open strings there, some of them are going to sound terrible. So you can get by with that. As you get a little better with that, then add this one in there. That would be from the full bar. So now I have a C sharp note and the 5th above it, and then another C sharp note. It's still the slang term for this is a power chord. It's not really a power chord at all, because it's not really a chord at all, because you need 3 separate notes to 3 notes with different letters, as it were, to make a full chord. And we still only have two C sharp notes and this G sharp note, so it's not a full chord yet, but it's a little bigger than the 2-finger power chord. And then as you get used to playing these 3, then you can add this one in here from the bar chord, And that one does make it. Once you get that one in, that one is the third note that we've been looking for. It's actually the flatted third to make it minor, but we'll deal with the theory later. And this one is a true C sharp minor chord. And from here, this helps you train to get used to playing the full bar. Because to get to the full bar, you just lay that all the rest of the way down there. So anyway, when you work that in there, you just kind of work it in there the way it sounds the best. If the high one sounds good, use that one. If the low one sounds good, use that one. So the high one would be to put it in the progression with the chords that belong there. You get. If you want the low one, put it in here like this. So anyway, hopefully that helps. The main thing is not to get hung up on one song. In the first several weeks of playing guitar, you want to burn through a lot of songs. You know, work on 2 or 3, 4 at the same time, because you're learning the same motions. All you're trying to do is you're using these songs as tools to learn how to play guitar. You know, pick your favorite songs, so you'll practice more. But you're just learning the mechanical motions and getting command over putting your fingers where you want them to go, you know, because in the beginning your fingers don't like to cooperate much. So use these simpler versions of these bar chords, and that way you don't have to avoid all your favorite songs may have a bar chord in there. So that way you don't have to avoid them all, and you'll practice more because you're doing your favorite songs. So anyway, hopefully that helps. Thanks for tuning into this practice tip. Tune in again tomorrow for another one, and I will see you soon. Thanks.